Hello, welcome back. Hold My Helmet Podcast. Will Reichling, your host here. This is a weird NFL season because we're going into week 17, right? And we have so many divisions that are still wide open. About, the NFC West, NFC North, AFC East, AFC North, AFC West, NFC South, AFC South. So what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 divisions are still undecided. 7 divisions that we have 2 weeks left of football to decide. So like, subscribe, share. We're going to go into my predictions for the last 2 weeks for each division and who's going to come out on top. So let's start right away with the NFC West. We got Seattle Seahawks at 12-3, San Francisco 49ers at 11-4, and the LA Rams at 11-4. The Seahawks, they have in Week 17 at Panthers, Week 18 at 49ers. 49ers have Week 17 home against the Bears, Week 18 home against the Seahawks. Rams have Week 17 at Falcons, Week 18 home against the Cardinals. So how will this last 2 weeks play out, and who will win this crazy NFC West? You have 3 teams with 11-plus wins. So this has been a great season for the Niners. I think Kyle Shanahan should be in the Coach of the Year mix. Great season for the Seahawks with Sam Darnold, and an excellent season for the Rams. So how do these last 2 weeks play out? So let's start with Seattle. Seattle starts at Carolina. I'm going to give them the W there. I like Carolina. I think they're a feisty team, but I think Seattle just is way more talented as far as a roster, and they just have such an explosive offense. It's going to be hard for the Panthers to keep up. Week 18 at the San Francisco 49ers. I know the Niners have a lot of injuries, but Seattle already lost them in Week 1 because of Darnold. At the end of the game, they were driving down the field, and then Darnold had the fumble where he kind of hit off the guy. Until Sam Darnold can prove to me that he doesn't turn the ball over in big games, because even against the Rams game on Thursday night, great comeback, still a bunch of crazy turnovers by him. So I'm going to give it to the Niners. Week 18, Niners are home, so I'm going to give Seattle Seahawks a win against the Panthers, but a loss at the 49ers. That leaves them at 13-4. They can clinch if they win and the Rams and Niners lose at least one game, or if they win out, or if both the Rams and Niners lose both of their games. So we got the Seahawks at 13-4. The Niners, they go home against the Bears, home against the Seahawks. I like Chicago in that game. I'm going to take Chicago to win in Week 17 over the Niners. But then again, I said the Niners are going to beat the Seahawks Week 18, so that puts the Niners at 12-5. They can only clinch the division if they win out. So they need to win against the Bears, and they need to win against the Seahawks. I'm losing to the Bears, so they finish 12-5. So Seahawks 13-4, Niners 12-5. And the Rams at Falcons, home against the Cardinals. They can clinch the division if they win out, and both Seattle and the Niners lose at least one of those 2 games. So I have the Rams beating the Falcons and beating the Cardinals. And the Seahawks and the Niners both lose one game. So this puts the Seahawks and the Rams at both 13-4. So in that case, the Rams would have the tiebreaker. So I have the Rams winning a crazy NFC West. So I have the Rams winning an insane NFC West. What a season for those 3 teams. All right, the NFC North with the Bears and the Packers. The Bears are 11-4. The Packers are 9-5-1. Jordan Love's hurt now. You lose Micah Parsons for the year. Momentum kind of going in Chicago's way, but it's not over yet. The Bears are at the Niners and home against the Lions. The Bears can clinch the division with a win against either the Niners or the Lions, or for the Packers to just lose out. So they have to at least either win one game or the Packers to lose both their games. So against the Niners, I already said the Bears. I got the Bears in that game. I know the Niners are home. Lots of injuries. Bears have a very explosive offense, very good and consistent run game. I'm going to take Chicago in that game. I think Week 18, the Lions are going to be playing for something. I think they have a lot of pride. They're going to want to prove people wrong that they're still a good team. I'm going to take the Lions in Week 18, but the Bears win in Week 17, so that would clinch them the division. And the Packers, Week 17, home at Ravens, Week 18 at the Vikings. We don't know if Jordan Love's playing this week. It's up in the air, so I have a big question mark on that game, but as of right now, I'll put the Ravens in that game to win, and then I'll give them the win against the Vikings on the road. So they can only clinch if the Bears lose out and they win out. So the Bears win one of their 2 games. They only win one of their 2 games. I think the Bears beat the Niners and win the NFC North. So the Chicago Bears are back on top. It's huge for the city of Chicago, huge for the NFL, because the Chicago Bears are a big brand, lots of history. Bears back as champions of the NFC North. Great feeling if you're a Bears fan. The AFC East. So we got the Patriots at 12-3 and the Bills at 11-4. Both teams split in the head-to-head this season. The Patriots won earlier in the season on Sunday Night Football. Bills won a few weeks ago. So Week 17, Patriots are at the Jets. Week 18, home against the Dolphins. The Patriots can clinch the division with a win against either the Jets or the Dolphins and a Bills loss, or if the Patriots just win out. I have the Patriots winning out here, so that means they would win, but let's get to the Bills. The Bills have Week 17 home against the Eagles, week 18, home against the Jets. I will give them a win in both of those games. I don't trust the Eagles offense right now. The Jets are terrible. They can only clinch the division if the Patriots lose one of those 2 games and they win out. So I think the Patriots win their final 2 games and hey, they're back on top of the AFC East again. Who would have thought it would have been this quick? The AFC North. Now, people might think the AFC North's already wrapped up. Steelers at 9-6, Ravens at 7-8. People might think this is already all over, but not so fast. Week 17, Steelers are at the Browns. Week 18, they're home against the Ravens. They can clinch the division with a win in either of those games. They win one of those games, they win the division. Don't call me crazy here. You might call me crazy here, but, I don't know. Cleveland's defense, they're missing DK Metcalf now for the final 2 games. He's getting suspended for the final 2 games of the season. That's going to be huge for their offense. They're now missing their top wide receiver. And I don't know, Cleveland, they're at Cleveland. Divisional games get weird. Cleveland's defensive line can be really good in tough spots. Don't be surprised if the Browns upset the Steelers in that game. I'm going to take the Browns over the Steelers in a surprising upset. Now you go into week 18, so the Ravens have at the Packers and at the Steelers. We don't know if Jordan Love's playing, so as of right now, it's up in the air. I'm going to give it to the Ravens. And now you have Week 18, Steelers, Ravens. Winner takes the AFC North. And I'm going to take Lamar Jackson and the Ravens to win that game. I know it's been a weird year for Lamar. I know Aaron Rodgers has kind of righted the ship as far as the Steelers' offense, but they're going to be missing DK Metcalf. They're going to have a tough loss to the Browns. And I think the Ravens are going to come in and surprise people and win this AFC North. Divisional games get extremely weird. They're going to be missing the top wide receiver. I think the Browns upset them in that game. Now you're going in to week 18 and the Ravens have all the momentum. I'll take the Ravens in that spot. AFC West. The Broncos are 12-3, Chargers 11-4. The Broncos, week 17 at the Chiefs, that's a W. And week 18, they play the Chargers at home. So they could clinch the division this week with a win against the Chiefs and the Chargers loss, or if they lose against the Chiefs and they win against the Chargers next week, or if they just win out. So Broncos, destiny's in their hands. Chargers, week 17, home against the Texans. That's a tough one, but I'm going to take the Chargers on that one. Justin Herbert's been overcoming all season. Offensive line's injured, and he's just making throw after throw. I mean, Justin Herbert's been insane. Then week 18 at the Broncos. So they can clinch the division with a win against the Texans and the Broncos. So they have to win out. So they actually do control their own destiny here, the Chargers. If the Chargers win out, they win the AFC West. So I think the Broncos obviously beat the Chiefs. And I think the Chargers beat the Texans in week 17. So you're going to week 18, Broncos 13-3, Chargers 12-4. It's a tough spot. I know the Chargers are on the road at the Broncos, but who do I trust more right now? Bo Nix or Justin Herbert? I got to take Justin Herbert. He's been overcoming a lot this season, a lot of key injuries, and he's just been making it work. He's been making big throw after big throw. Meanwhile, Bo Nix, yes, he's had a bunch of big games recently, but he's also shit the bed in a bunch of games too. So it's tough, I understand. Like, this could go either way, but I'm going to take Justin Herbert and the Chargers over Bo Nix and the Broncos. So the Chargers win the AFC West. NFC South. Panthers 8-7, Bucs 7-8. Panthers just beat the Bucs recently, but they got another crack at it in week 18. So we have week 17 Panthers home against the Seahawks, week 18 at the Bucs. They can clinch the division with a win against the Seahawks and a Bucs loss, or a win against the Bucs in week 18. The Bucs have to win out the clinch. So they have to either win out or they can win against the Panthers, and the Panthers have to lose to the Seahawks. So the Bucs have at the Dolphins, home against the Panthers. So for the Panthers, I think, I said it earlier in the video, I think they're going to lose to the Seahawks in week 17. I think the Bucs are going to beat the Dolphins in week 17. So now you have Panthers 8-8, Bucs 8-8, week 18, Bucs home against Panthers. And I think this is setting up for a signature Baker Mayfield moment in week 18. I think Baker Mayfield's going to have a huge game, lead the Bucs to win the NFC South. I love the Panthers. I think they've been very feisty this season, but I will take Baker Mayfield over Bryce Young in a win-or-go-home game. So I think this is setting up for Baker Mayfield to have a signature moment in his career in week 18. And last but not least, the AFC South. You got Jaguars 11-4, Texans 10-5. Jags at the Colts, then home against the Titans. Texans at the Chargers, then home against the Colts. And the Jags at the Colts, Phillip Rivers, I know he impressed against the 49ers, I guess, but I'm going to take the Jags over the Colts. I'm going to take the Jags over the Titans. I already said I think the Texans lose to the Chargers earlier in the video. I think they beat the Colts at home, so that leaves the Jaguars at 13-4 and the Texans at 11-6. So I got the Jags winning the AFC South. So I have the LA Rams winning the NFC West, the Chicago Bears winning the NFC North, the New England Patriots winning the AFC East, the Baltimore Ravens, and a surprising one, winning the AFC North, the LA Chargers winning the AFC West, the Tampa Bay Bucs winning the NFC South, and the Jacksonville Jaguars winning the AFC South. So what's the only division that's settled? The NFC East. Philadelphia Eagles going to win that one. So it's been a weird year. We have 2 weeks left. Divisions are still wide open. It's going to set up for a really exciting final 2 weeks. Can't wait to see it. I know you guys can't wait either. And that's really it. So I'll see you guys next week. Let's see how this shapes out. I'm excited. I know you are too. Thank you. Take care.